Preparing to live stream the meeting. Right. Redirecting to YouTube. There we go. Right, we're good. We're golden. Right. How's everyone doing? Back to episode, what episode are we on, Red?
I've no idea. 14.
14, is it?
Is it?
I'll tell you now. Let me check.
How professional we are.
Yeah, episode 14. This episode we're gonna go live because fuck it. Why not? Do it now. Why wait tomorrow or next week? Red, how's things?
It's actually a different toilet. How are you?
Imminent fucking lockdown preparation, what? Hold on, I'm
We
gonna see if
now.
Can throw this link over to fucking Facebook. Anyone who's on Facebook that wants to tune in. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, imminent lockdown, what? Dun, dun, dun.
It's fucking stupidity, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just like they're itching for it. We've been itching for it for weeks. And I see like
6 weeks, man.
Yeah, but see all the way these fucking Netflix yolks are leaking as well. Like that's an absolute.
Like I seen a headline earlier, and it's like 6 weeks to save Christmas. You know what I mean? And
yeah, the way you spin it, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, again, they're using these bully tactics.
Mm-hmm.
You have 6 weeks to save your Christmas if you don't all comply, and then you'll have certain people who'll be like, "Oh, it's them cunts not wearing their masks. It's their fault. We won't fucking be able to see me parents for Christmas. Won't be able to go visiting on Christmas." And it's like, yeah, it's the people not wearing masks' fault at this stage. It's their fault. You can't fucking drop around to your ma today. Like, I'll tell you how stupid it is, right? I'm in the van with the outfit and my nephew. 3 different families. Walking all day. In close proximity to each other for the whole day. But I can't drop into my Ellen's gaff. Or I can't drop into my sister's gaff. You know what I mean?
It's all mental. And I even this year actually put a status up because this morning I woke up and my news feed was just flooded. I was just scrolling and pretty much everything was like, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not doing this. They can ask me bollocks if they think this is fucking. I was like, welcome to the. We've been saying this for ages. It's all being ridiculous, folks. It's all being ridiculous. They're just kind of now starting to go. But again, it's just kind of like, oh no, I believe all the rules, but you know, the rules I don't agree with. No, it's but the rules I agree with, everyone should follow. That's kind of like what it's. The Irish people are mad, like.
Yeah. Stupid,
but that's the same. They go, oh, like. But you're telling me that like my kids can sit in a room with 30 people, but they can't go. And I was like, yeah, but it's been this stupid the whole time. All the rules, the €9 meal, it's all being stupid. You still comply, you still air it up, you still swallow it up, and then you point it at other people on the street and says, "You are the reason." No, they're not the reason. There's no reason for this. Well, there is, but we don't know what it is. But it's all just like, I mean, the Who are you? The WHO came out and said lockdowns are bad.
Yeah.
They don't recommend them at all. And then our dipshit government are saying let's
plow ahead.
Let's fully lock down.
Yeah,
let's fully lock down.
Do you know what else came out from the Who during the week? They were saying, right, they reckoned about 50 million people have tested positive, have contracted the virus, yeah? So, like 1.2 million people died, 50 million have had it. So they work out their fatality rate or whatever from that was about 4% or something like that. But during the week, they updated the number of possible or potential or reckoned, the amount that they reckoned had got the virus from 50 million to 500 million. Right, so 500 million people they reckon have had the virus now. If that's the case, then 1.2 million deaths. 1.2 of 500 million is like 0.24. It's a ridiculously 0.024 or something like much lower, much. It's unbelievable. Like we're going around in circles saying the same shit every time, but how on earth are people still buying the narrative?
It's the older people. That's what they're getting to. But they're getting it's and then again, as I'm saying, it's that mentality of refusing to admit that they may have been wrong. So they still do. But as I'm saying to you, well, the rules I agree with are fine, but the ones that don't, well, you know, and it's like, well, everyone's doing that. You're just calling them dickheads because they disagree with the rule you agree with. So you're blaming them on it. And it's but you're never going to admit, actually, hold on a second, we've been duped. Like, when you actually look at it, because again, it's all RTE, it's hammering home everything. It's like, stay at home, you know, so what are you going to do? You're going to get some checkers, as if to say, like, we're all just going to do it. And it's all like, it's a done deal that the people are just going to fucking, like, they're talking about it in such a normal way as well, that's convincing people that it's a normal thing to do.
And you can clearly see the mentality of people has been stretched to breaking point. Like, you're looking online and the amount of people I'm seeing in comments and in statuses and stuff like that saying, like, man, I'm not going to make another lockdown. Like, if they shut down the gym again, if they stop me going to walk again, all this, I'm not, you know what I mean? And I tell you what, I've seen more fucking people talking about lads they know and women they know and all that have committed suicide than I've heard people dying from COVID or even having it. Like, I'm hearing a lot of anecdotal, me kids' sister's school or me sister's kid's school, there was 2 people in there had it. So-and-so, this person had it, but I don't know anyone that had it. But I know 1 or 2 people that, like, their direct family members and all have committed suicide. You know what I mean? It's like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre, the world. If we were living under the pandemic conditions, everyone you know, someone within your circle, someone you play football with, someone you walk with, someone in your kids' class will be dead. They within your circle, your family or very near family, you'd be hearing about deaths all over the place. You're not hearing about it. Like, how long will people just keep believing because they keep this fear factor going? They keep, you know, they'll throw the 6 weeks to save your Christmas. There was a story I seen today that toddlers have been brought in with COVID-19, dangerous COVID-19 reactions, kids brought into hospital or whatever. And you're going, right, hold on a minute. There's been no kids going to hospital until they just unleashed this fucking flu nasal vaccine last week. Now there's a spike in the schools, all the fucking tests. Now kids are going to hospital. Like, do people not fucking, can they not put in a linear order causation, correlate, you know what I mean? Like, they done this, they made people start wearing masks, the fucking cases went up. They made people start taking this flu vaccine, the cases go up. You know what I mean? It's just, if you don't
issuing out more tests, the cases go up.
But 10 times the amount of tests get, like, literally the same amount, and the median age of people that are fucking testing positive is under 45. You can guarantee the majority of them aren't even showing any symptoms or aren't sick. It's just this contact tracing. They have to go for a test. You go for a test. Oh, I'm positive. I'm like, Jesus, I didn't know. Like, and people just keep buying. No, we need to lock down. We need to do this. Like, they done a circuit break in the north.
Yeah, what was that about? I heard more rumblings on the radio, but
all of a sudden, this terminology, you know, the way these terminologies flatten the curve, seems to all come out at once everywhere. Everyone's talking about. So up the north, they've been talking about doing this circuit break, whatever that's supposed to mean. We lock down and it breaks the circuit, and then we open up and the cases go up again. You know, it makes no sense. But they done it up the north, and when you look at the restrictions that they were implementing, they're actually less restrictive than us in our level 3. So what we're currently under now for the last 6 weeks, the North circuit breaker is less restrictive. You couldn't make it up, like.
No.
You know, and Netflix now talking level 5 and 6 weeks and level 5 and all, man, they can fuck off. I'm not locking me down. Good luck.
Yeah, but there's not like you can do, and there's nothing else, nothing open. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
Like, I'm not adhering to it. You know what I mean? Come here. I haven't adhered to any of it. Let's be honest. You know, if I can't go to work, then I'm not going to work. Like, I'm going into jobs now, and everyone's saying, use essential workers. Like, well, I tell you what, love, it's essential for me that I get up and go to work today and earn money so I can pay me bills and not be homeless and not starve to death. So if you're asking, is it essential that I'm working? Yes, it fucking is essential. It's essential. It may not be essential for you to get your work done, but it's essential that I do it. So there's your answer, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't wait.
Fair point well made. Fair point well made.
But these same people welcome strangers into their house, offer them a cup of tea and all, and they're talking about, oh, we should be going to level 6, we should be locking down. It's all like, you're talking about locking down, you're talking about kids should be wearing masks and all, and you just invited me into your gaff. I was sitting here having a cup of tea, not 4 or 5 feet away from me. Like, it's great. Everyone out there can do it because, like, my job is secure, my life is secure. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm working from home. There's no problems. It doesn't affect me. So yeah, put lockdown, level 6, protect everyone. Oh yeah, come in, have a cup of tea, no bother. You know, it's like it doesn't really until it hits home. Like, I've seen some Elmer giving out, whoa, I can't collect me kid in school now. I always, or not me kid, me grandkid, I can't collect me grandkid in school. I always collect me grandkid in school. Same Ellen, I've seen the picture and she's talking about lockdown. You know, we have to lock down. Leo, we have to lock down, blah, blah, blah. It's like you don't understand the
Careful what you wish for or something. Like.
Yeah, but you don't understand the full implications of what you're begging for. You know what I mean? It's mad. Anyway, anything else happening in the world? I think everyone knows we're going into fucking lockdown. Everyone has known for the last couple of weeks. Like,
and that's another thing I was saying about Netflix, and because it's like they're the absolute worst kept secret that it just all keeps getting leaked out. Like, again, I'm like, who the fuck are Netflix? Like, fuck Netflix. Why are they making all these rules? And why is the government listening to them? And why are we listening to the government?
Man,
it's all so bizarre.
One immunologist on the whole board. One. The rest of them all, like, experts in other things. Medical experts, but not experts in fucking viral outbreaks or anything like that. You know what I mean? There's a petition actually going around at the moment. I don't know if you've seen it. Not that I put much weight in these petitions or whatever, but it's to get your man Ivor Cummings onto the Late Late Show. I don't know if anyone follows him, but man, his data breakdowns are unreal, you know what I mean? And he does little videos where he break down what the numbers actually mean in terms of like they're saying the ICUs are full, and he's breaking out the hospital admission numbers and going, no, they're not even nearly full, like. You know what I mean? He's breaking out, and then he'll take the numbers from last year in September, October, and go, in fact, we've less people in ICU and hospital admissions for this time last year. Like, you know what I mean? What he's talking about. But there's a petition going around trying to get him. No, they're never going to let him. There's no way they'd let him on the Late Late Show. Imagine Tuberty not being able to stick to a script and having somebody actually, you know, going against the narrative rather than having these little soft targets that come in to fucking. He's just there to prop up the propaganda, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone that sees that petition, I suppose, go and sign it. It's the little things that we can do at this stage, isn't it?
No, has any of those petitions ever worked ever? I've never signed one petition. Even the ones I agree with. We said, yeah, go on, good luck, I agree. But I'm not signing it because they don't work. They don't go, like, no companies are going to go, what? You got 5,000. Oh, well, then I'm better.
But I think there's certain things with certain petitions that, now, I don't know, but with certain ones, if you reach a certain number, I know in certain government policies or whatever, I don't know, if you get a certain amount of things, they have to acknowledge it or they have to, you know what I mean? They have to talk on it or discuss it or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, you know it's useless. It's like going out and protesting. Unless you literally get 1 million people in or fucking 10,000 people standing outside Tony Houlihan's gaff telling him you're going to burn him to the ground if he doesn't fucking stop fucking killing people. Like, you're not going to get in, you know. A couple of 100 people here and there, nobody cares, you know what I mean? And that's the problem. Like, you're literally watching your life go down the tubes here. Like, literally everything you've ever held dear in your life gone. You can't visit your ma. You can't. The kids. Oh, fucking, like, what's happening to the kids? The psychological damage that's happening. Like, I kind of feel a little bit lucky that Sky is so young that she doesn't really understand it. And at school, it's kind of normal for her. But you look at 12, 13-year-olds, their fucking lives are destroyed. Like, They're fucking going in and out of school, masks on. There's no social interaction. Everything they do is their fault. The world's falling apart. It's their fault. The kids, because the kids keep it. They really need, and it's these fucking stupid elements sat at home, fucking 20 stone, walk online. Don't want, afraid to go out because they have autoimmune, and everyone has to fucking protect me. And these kids shouldn't be playing with each other. Same contact, a ball that went to their backyard and they burst it. You know what I mean? People have free reign. It's fucking disgusting, like.
Yeah, it is. But I always find it because, like, again, just as an interesting conundrum sort of thing, it's just the idea of that, like, if you don't wear a mask, you're selfish. But it's also, but you're also being selfish in what you want. So it's all down to the individual. Because let's be honest, like, if you're saying that, like, oh, we should lock down the entire country to save a very small, minute number of actual, really, like, completely at-risk people that, you know, need to have a bubble around them. Fine, like, but if you're saying that we should, like, so if pubs owners have to lose their business, fine. If people lose their homes, fine. If children lose their homes, fine. As once my brother, who has insert whatever condition here, who I look and care for, once he's okay and they're okay, well then we have to do what it takes. And it's like, do you understand? So there's also a selfish element in that.
It's
so like
the most selfish element, you know what I mean?
Well, both sides are selfish. Both sides are selfish.
Not really,
so that's what I'm saying. It just comes down to the individual.
Let me counter argument that, right? Me refusing to wear a mask, right? That's selfish, kind of on an individual level, but that's what I mean. I'm not demanding anyone else do anything for me. You don't wear the mask either. You know, I don't deem you harm to me. If I catch something, that's my fault. I accept 100% responsibility. I put no onus on you to change the way you live. It doesn't interfere with my life. You do you, I do me. Where someone else wants everybody to change the way they live in order to keep them safe, just because they have an irrational fear. Or,
I think as far as the non-mask wearing goes and all that stuff, there is selfish elements to it. There is. I mean, it's like, because, like, not wearing a mask, I mean, you still can catch it, and you still can pass it on to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Like,
shout out to Chris Longways.
What up, Duke?
Good man. I wear a mask just to make others feel it is, even though I know they don't really stop me from getting it. That's fair enough. I respect that. You know what I mean?
I start wearing them the odd time. Yeah. Because I'm going to wear it at work.
Yeah, and I've been in jobs where someone has said to me, look, blah blah, me sister is in chemo and we're very worried and we don't, and yeah, absolutely, no problem. I'm doing something that I could come in close contact with. That's fine. I accept that. I wouldn't be responsible for that. But if I'm walking through a shop, I'm not putting one on. You shouldn't be anywhere near me anyway. Social distancing and all that. You do you, I do me. I'm not fucking, you know. And it's more, to be honest, if it was only in shops, I'd probably just do it. Just if people are like, look, in shops when you're in contact with it. But the way that, like, the military encampments they've caused in schools and all for kids, it's this sort of brainwashing they're trying to force on
public transport. You must wear a mask. If you have asthma, it doesn't matter. You have to wear a mask. If you have asthma, you can't get to where you want to go because the bus driver is just like, you're not getting on. No, it shouldn't have had to do it. If you're telling me you're exempt, it should be. That's the end of it. Guards are getting called for buses and all that stuff now. If you're to wear a mask, I have an exemption. It doesn't fucking matter. You shouldn't be on the bus.
If it was a matter of if they'd have left it, to be honest, right, in this scenario, right, if they'd have said, look, guideline is we think you should wear a mask in these settings, blah blah blah, but we're going to leave it up to people's personal responsibility. If you deem you have health issues or whatever, you should wear one. And if you want to wear one or feel more comfortable, or if for the safety of others you choose to wear one, that's fine. We recommend you do, but we're not telling you have to. I'd probably wear one. I'm that guy that you're telling me I can't do something. Fuck you. Especially when there's no justification.
And that's what I'm saying, because I'm the same, and that's what I'm saying, the selfish reasons. A lot of it to do with me is that it's like, don't tell me what to do. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you're. I don't want to like fuck your backstory. Fuck your whole.
It's the other selfish.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want.
Also, some people want you to wear it just because they have to. They deem they have to.
Exactly, and that's the same.
To be honest, if I was wearing a mask all the time anyway, I wouldn't be like begrudging anyone who didn't bother. It'd be like, yeah, do you? I'm wearing one. Like Chris just said there, look, if it just makes other people feel comfortable, it's no bother to me. I don't think I should need to wear one, but I will wear one. That's cool. That's you making a grown-up decision, and then you're not.
It's all individual. It should be all individual. Everyone should make their own decision. If I'm not wearing a mask,
I'm not going to go, here, pal, you should be wearing a mask and get confrontational now. It's none of your business.
But again, and then if the hypocrisy of it is like, all right, don't be wearing a mask, we fucking so I have to drop down to be done now. I was like, well, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, but like, that's a stupid fuck. You can't engrow your girl. That's not a bollocks. So I'm going to be that. I was like, no, but you can't though. Because that's been given out to me about not wearing a mask. And here you are talking about how you're telling me if you're not following the guidelines, as you tell me you're now not going to follow the guidelines. And that's, and everyone has their own, like, I mean, like me, I follow the social distancing. I like that. I think society should work with that. The only thing is with the rain. Like, fuck queuing outside in the rain. They're going to have to do something like that.
Ease back on that. I will say that now.
Yeah.
A lot of that has been eased back. Like, they're letting people, because they were holding up people. It's like the new traffic enforcement from the Garda. You're causing bleeding. You know what I mean? So,
it's so, because I go through maybe, what, 1, 2, I go through 3 checkpoints, because my run is cross country.
Yeah.
So I go through 3 checkpoints a day, right? And what they've done now is like HGVs and buses to the right lane, so you can sail straight through. Now I always go in the middle lane, because what they're doing is they're taking some cars, randomly stopping cars and taking them into the left lane. Then there'll be cars in front of me, they're grand. Obviously I have a company van, so they wave me up. But if you look to the right, you've got trucks, vans, company vans, everything that's in the right lane just goes. So if you are going for nefarious reasons, you literally, all you have to do is drive in the right lane. It's redundant. So, and as well as that, what they're doing is they're bottlenecking everything into 2 lanes and saying HGVs, down. Yeah, HGVs on the right. It was like, how about, right, you just have HGVs on the right from the very start, let them go. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let the HGVs go on the right hand side, and then you can have your. It's
all stupid, because they're not even stopping people. Like, the people that are pulling over, it's like, right, where are you off to? Going to work. Right, where are you coming from? You gaff. All right, cool, off you go.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, only guidelines. Only guidelines. Yeah. I went up to Powers Court there the weekend, and, like, I went through a checkpoint at Bray. I don't know why it existed, because there was literally just about 10 guards standing there chatting to each other. No social distancing, no masks, no interest. They just set up a load of cones to slow everyone down. And then you drive up and it'd be like, yeah, go on. Yeah, what were you saying? You know what I mean? The amount that, like, even going up the mountains, like on the sat nav, and you just see like red up this road, and then you get up and there'll be just a trail of cars. And you're like, we're not going through that checkpoint, turn around, go another way. Like, but there was loads of them. And it was just nonsense. For what? Like, you're stopping people going out for a walk in the fresh air. Is that going to stop the spread of COVID? No, you're just looking to piss people off. That's what, you know.
But it's like that. Like, I don't understand that. But have you seen that? Like, the N7 was 8 kilometers traffic today. 8 kilometers.
Well, it's back. It's back to the old
days. That's the one I go through every day. Where I go through it kind of afternoonish, so it's not too bad. Like, but when I'm coming back, when I'm finished my run and coming back, it'd be generally around, say, you know, between 4 and 5. And the way back is grand. Funnily enough, it's grand if you're going from Kildare to Dublin. Don't mind that. That's fine. There's no checkpoint there. That's cool.
Yeah, I was in Drogheda the other day, and it was the exact same thing. I drove up. I must have just missed it. I was in Drogheda for an hour, coming back on the M1, and literally from just before the Drogheda, Dundalk I was in, and just before the Drogheda exit, right the way back to the toll bridge. Like fucking queues to get. Like, we must have just missed it, and from nothing. Like, you weren't even at anywhere that you could turn around. You know what I mean? It's just in the middle of the fucking motorway, like.
Yeah, even if it's grand, you can go that way, and
Well, even if they say to you, "Oh, you're not allowed this journey," all right, I promise I'm going to turn around at the next fucking. You know what I mean? Like fucking stupid wankers, they are wankers.
Yeah.
And it's just it's the epitome of what this government
Do you
represents.
reckon? Right, here's my conspiracy hat on. Do you reckon they're doing all this sort of stuff to make people kind of go, "Do you know what? Fuck it, bring lockdown so I don't have to sit in this traffic." Do you reckon it's a kind of coercion?
Everything they're doing. See this one person in your gaff. They'll do that. People will resist. Then they'll rescind it. And then they'll bring it back in a week or two and go, "Look, we were trying to do it, but we're playing ball, which is because we know it's silly. But look at all the transmission in the houses. So really, we need to do." And people are like, "No, you shouldn't be going out to see your man," you know. And it's just these are all like mental gymnastics they're playing with people. They'll throw it out there, they'll reel it back in, and then they'll say, "Well, you know, we were only trying to help you," and then people beg for it, and they go, "All right, there you go."
Yeah,
they don't want Halloween. They don't want trick or treating. They don't want kids knocking around. So how do you get rid of that? No one's allowed at gaffs. No one's allowed in gardens. They were specific about gardens. Like you can go and meet your ma or your fucking brother or whatever at a cafe and sit outside at a table with loads of other people around. But you can't go to your ma's gaff and sit down in the front garden, socially distance, and have a cup of tea. You know what I mean? So that's specifically just to stop kids being brought around trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
That's all it's for. They won't say that's what it's for. They'll tell you, well, you shouldn't really be trick-or-treating and all. And again, you look at it all and it's all only guidelines. There's no even statutory instrument for this. They haven't even brought it in yet. So if there even is one. So if they're challenged on it, they go, "Oh no, they were only recommendations, like." But yeah, people, "Oh, well, you can't go down and see a man now, and I'm sitting in the gaff, and I'm suicidal now, and I'm lonely." And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you listening to this? Anyway, I think we fucking covered enough of that nonsense there.
You can cover enough of it.
Someone tagged me in it. Charlie Clips and DNA. Obviously, I've seen a few of their battles, but I wouldn't be a huge fucking watcher of battles. You'd be more aware they are. But they done a campaign kind of video, little 3 or 4 minute, like, say, it kind of reminded me of what Joyner Lucas did, but in rap, like, you know, spoken word rap format, in an advert format, to go and vote for Joe Biden. Man, it was fucking car crash. I know you didn't watch it, but you're not missing it. That's for sure.
Oh, well, the first, what's his name? Fucking Charlie Clips dissed Eminem with Nick Cannon. So Charlie Clips Charlie Clips is kind of like, he's that sort of guy that will, like, you just throw him a few bob and he'll do it. Like, and fair play to him. Like,
it was on Biden's YouTube. And the first thing I meant to do, as you always do when you watch a video, check the comments and see what people are saying. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, right, this is going to get dead. Comments disabled. Now, if I see comments disabled on any video, I'm turning it off. Same on Twitter. If your comments are disabled, you're blocked. I'm not even listening to what you have to say. It's only one reason you have comments disabled, and that's because you know you're going to get dead. You don't want anyone fucking talking about it. So, comments disabled. It was fucking pathetic. Now, again, I don't like it to kind of seem like I'd be on Trump's side either. They're both fucking dickheads. And they both have, like, two sides of the same coin. They're probably all bought and paid for by the same people. It's all, but the Biden, it's car crash. Everything he does is car crash. He's talking about minimum wage. Oh, the minimum wage should be 15 million. You know what I mean? It's like 15 million. We'd love minimum wage in America.
Yeah, no, it's sad. And it's actually a bit sad because he's fucking, like, he's senile. You know what I mean? Like, and they're putting him up against, like, a man that, although he's the kind of similar age, that, like, is on fucking Adderall or something. You know what I mean? Like, the chap, he's on Sudafeds. Remember Joe Rogan talking about it? That he's doing Sudafeds and he just hasn't fucking buzzed out, like. Yeah, but even again, it's a mismatch. Like, again, Trump will landslide.
Yeah, they definitely they gave Trump fucking something. when he went into that hospital. They gave him something. The chap came out. He looks reinvigorated. His hair looks better. His fucking posture. He's standing straight. You know what I mean? It's like he went in. They gave him a fucking adamantium shot or something like that. It's like you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what's got. Like they could hit Joe. They could hit Joe with a big hypodermic needle out of fucking stage. Like the last 3 weeks. Come on, Joe. Keep going. Keep going. Nearly there. Do you see the fucking Hunter Biden shit? Crack pipe Hunter Biden. See that?
Crack pipe.
Did you not see that picture?
I seen the picture. Yeah, I didn't really look too much into the backstory, but
yeah, he's on the old crack, son. He has the crack pipe in the mouth and he's asleep.
But the guy's thing is, he's like being linked to China recently as well.
He is. Like he was basically, he was to distance Joe from the stuff. He was sent out. He was doing all the meetings. He was setting everything up. But yeah, Joe Biden is like, oh no, I haven't talked to Hunter about any of the business dealings that he's involved with anyone, you know. But he's really just the front man, like.
Yeah.
Like the crackhead son that's like, right, you're going to these meetings, you're getting the fucking payoffs, you stupid cunt, because you can't do anything else, like. But like, I find this hard to believe as well. Apparently, he left his Apple Mac laptop in to be repaired, and stiffed the guy, never paid for it or whatever. So your man kept the laptop and then handed it over to the FBI or something, and then it ended up in Rudy Giuliani's fucking possession, and he's held on to it for a year or two, and it's conveniently been released now. But whatever you believe,
well, they do that. They do have shit to plant, but on both sides they'll do that. On both sides, we'll get shit and they'll drop it before the election.
Got it sounds a bit, odd.
Yeah, but they probably just fucking robbed it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, how they got it, how they got their hands on it sounds a bit dubious, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I didn't look too far into it, but the fact that Facebook, YouTube, Twitter have just blanket banned, tried to whitewash the story. You know what I mean? Like what? Yeah, one McEnany, Kaylee, yeah, like all getting their fucking their tweets about it. The Washington the New York Post.
New York
story was fucking like they were talking about the fact checkers. They pre-fact checked it, like they put a ban on it, a shadow ban on it before they had a chance to fact check it because they knew the story was bogus or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like how, and the guy who did that just happens to be a former Democratic fucking. Worked in the Democratic Party.
That's what I mean. And Donald Trump's fucking son was under bleeding investigation for about 3.5 years.
Yeah,
found nothing on him. But when it's Joe Biden's son, obviously,
man, some of the shit is fucking next level.
But that's what I'm saying. The fucking he got a couple of million off some Moscow. Fucking ex-mayor of Moscow wife or something like that, or some shit like
that. Yeah, and there was a guy who was fucked out of Ukraine.
Russia.
Yeah, there was a guy who was fucked out of Ukraine for all his dodgy dealings that was under investigation, and Biden actually had your man, the Attorney General that was prosecuting him, choked out, like, and your man reinstated and all, and he got fucking big payoffs. It's just like the level of corruption. Will there be enough time in 3 weeks to sift through it all? That's kind of where we're at now.
Well, the thing is, as I'm saying, they've probably been sitting on it, so it's been well sifted through.
Yeah, but it's such a big scandal with so many different aspects to it. It's like with all that's going on in the world, your focus is usually on COVID at the moment. There's very little time, but with the amount of information coming out, it's like you'd have to sit back for a couple of days and go, right, start to finish, what fucking happened here, and really dig into the story just to understand kind of the complexity of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because even Project Veritas, they've been getting kind of shadow banned now, and
man, the net literally.
Even there was the younger Joe Rogan was kind of questioning your man, wasn't he, as well? And your man. James fucking whatever his name is put the response up and all to Joe Rogan, and because Joe Rogan seems to be a bit of a shill for some stuff.
I don't know.
Because again, because the thing about the Project Veritas,
he got paid a lot of money by Spotify. There's no way there's no duties or obligations don't come with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's guaranteed. Like, but a load of like, I don't, without getting into the QAnon stuff again, a load of the guys who would be involved in that do news reports and breakdowns and all their fucking YouTubes all got canned. There's a couple of people I follow on Twitter that even over here that would be against the lockdowns and stuff like that. All their YouTube pages gone. Like, I'd say if we were any bigger, we'd be gone, you know what I mean? Like, without a doubt. Your man Gran Torino had his thing shut down and all, like, literally.
Did he? Yeah.
Across the board. I think he's back online, but they have some restrictions on the way he's able to put, you know what I mean? Like, and they're just doing this across the board. Like, anyone with kind of a big platform that people are listening to, boom, wiped. All YouTube channels wiped. Like, there's lots of people talking about going to BitChute. Seeing another one was like YouTube. They're all like platforms that are basically uncensored. So
yeah,
you may have to.
But they're uncensored for the next 10 years until they become a monopoly and fucking politically aligned. So it's a vicious circle. That's kind of what it is.
I think we may have to fucking put in alternatives, you know, just in case. A few fail safes.
But it's just impossible, like, because it's like everyone, even if you're not political, you're political, like, because everything is political.
It's hard not to know, isn't it? It's hard not to.
I mean, everything is political. Like, absolutely everything is political now.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't. But even if you're against all that, that's still something of a political stance. Or you still have political standings. You're just not as willing to engage about them. But you still like because everything is political now. So you're never going to have a platform that's not biased. You go to it because even even being non-biased is a fucking, you know, bipartisan political.
But get it? You can't you're always going to lean one way or the other. Like, I see people complaining about journalism at the moment. It's like, it's very difficult. How can you not add your bias into it? How could you, even if you were a judge, say?
No, the thing about journalism is different because in journalism you're there to report what happened.
Yeah, but you think about it, right?
Unless it's an op-ed. If it's an op-ed, well, then you give your opinion on what has happened. No, but generally, as a journalist, just there to state the facts. Like,
say in America, right? Guy runs up, shoots someone. Video of it exists. Everyone's watching it. You will get people from both sides of the argument because one person is from one side and the other person who was shot is on the other side. You will get someone who's supposed to be a journalist will watch that piece of evidence and they'll interpret it in a different manner to someone else who will fucking. So say someone, for argument's sake, a fucking Antifa guy shoots a Trump supporter, you will get a media will say, oh, well, the Trump supporter did this and did that, and that, you know what I mean? And they'll make an excuse for it. So it'll be a biased, like everyone can see the same piece of footage, everyone can see the same shooting, but it's interpreted slightly different to suit your agenda, to suit your...
That's always going to exist. It's always going to exist. Football, but what they should do is just man shoots man on this street at this time of the day. Police says this, and this is all we know of it right now. That's journalism. Yeah, op-eds, then you can show your opinion separately to the fact, but what they're doing is they're conflating their opinion with a Trump supporter. First of all, what does it matter who he supports?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, was shot in the head after being near protests, you know, and they will try to swing it in a certain way, but it's like, first it should be just like a man was shot dead outside a shop by another man. Like, that's the fucking, you know. But again, they try to Trump. The reason they try to Trump supporters in because it'll get already torn half the people off the story and go, well, fuck them. Don't even read the story. Just, well, and then, you know what I mean, the blasé, and then you get the far lefty guys that will, or you get the kind of the more liberal lefties that will just ignore it.
So usually the headline deads the article anyway. Usually the headline is so outrageous and has zero to do with what the actual incident was. They'll just throw out a headline.
This is both sides, but the left and even the moderate lefties will do this. They'll just ignore it. They won't mention it at all, or they'll throw up a feint, kind of, oh yeah, this is ridiculous. It's clearly murder, but they'll spend a fucking hour on, you know, how Jeff Bezos has like $2 billion. Like.
Jeff Bezos is balling out of control. He is at the moment.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, so they're saying, but they'll throw a little kind of, somebody will get shot dead, and it'll be a kind of they either ignore it or it'll be a quick meh. Yeah, what happened to him is terrible, blah, blah, blah. But then spend an hour on something fucking fairly innocuous as like, you know, Jeff Bezos' latest.
The Kardashians.
No, but not the Kardashians. They like, even if it's still something political, like, and then again, like when it's like the Donald Trump collusion all over it. When the Obamagate thing, and you start looking at what Obama was doing and all, it's all pish posh. It's like,
fucking disappeared off the internet, never existed. What you're talking about?
And even to these people, it's conspiracy theories. Like, how? Like, you Russian collusion was a conspiracy theory, and you believed it, and it was fine. But now it's kind of on your side, makes your side look bad. All of a sudden, it's like, because all these like, oh, treason, they should lock Trump up. I mean, no one should like impeach him. He should be locked up for treason, because treason is such a serious crime. And you go, well, technically, if Obama did commit treason, but if what's being said about the FBI and Obama did give the orders, if that would be treason. Yeah. Oh, don't be so stupid. It's like, well, where
actually speaking of that, did you hear about the whole SEAL team thing?
What?
Did you hear about the SEAL team thing? I think this actually came out of emails or something with Biden. So apparently Iran had Bin Laden and were holding him for the CIA, and then they moved him to a kill location so Obama could get his trophy kill of Bin Laden. And then after the kill, the SEAL team was wiped out. So that apparently came out. That was one of the releases.
Well, did Trump share that it would be fake news or something, though?
What?
Like, even the leader of the SEAL Team 6 came out and said it wasn't true or something.
Could be, man.
Yeah, no, I think that was debunked a little bit. Again, I'm not sure. Just
right, well, we throw it out there. I love an old conspiracy theory, I won't lie.
Yeah, no, but
I'm more inclined to believe it.
I think the fella that was actually
Hillary,
involved.
Remember Hillary, we got him. And was that Bin Laden? Yeah, it was Bin Laden, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The evil demon is fucking looking our eye. We got him. But yeah, to maybe jump into something else here. Did you hear about, was it Barbie Kardashian? Kardashian story.
I've seen the picture. I've seen the picture of it.
Good looking bloke.
Fucking absolute crackheads. I'm not trying to. He's trying to fucking.
No, what happened was. Or something. Well, like, I'd heard the story or whatever. I didn't really get much into it. Yeah, so basically, they call it he, she.
He's calling me he. You see his face, it's fucking he. Like.
I'm gonna call it it.
No, that's actually worse calling me he.
Yeah, well, it's a deplorable person, whatever the fuck it is. Like, loves raping women and will continue to do so, beat and rape women, and it demands to be in a woman's prison, even though it isn't transitioning at this point and hasn't transitioned in any form or fashion, but it is being housed in a women's prison where it can carry out its threat to fucking further harm women. The story I was reading was the grip. What do they call it? Gripped. Shout out to Gripped. They do good work. So basically, Tulsa, which will be Ireland's fucking child welfare department, bunch of fucking child traffickers all there. Completely spurious fucking claim based on no evidence other than fuck them. So they're trying to get they issued a cease and desist order to the Gripped for reporting on Barbie Kardashian going to a women's prison. And basically their argument is, well, this is public knowledge. It's been in several newspapers. He has been named on several occasions and also on the court website, court fucking official website, and on the government website. He's been named. He's not underage. So there's no reason for Tulsa to even be involved. But Tulsa are trying to cease and desist them from reporting on it. They're trying to
get the fuck out of here. That's one already.
Sure. Story because the old Roderick O'Gorman, fucking Peter Tatchell, you know, these people want if you have any.
But see, no, do you know what it is? They don't want to have the conversation based on this scenario.
No,
so when they want to have the conversation, right? So they want to talk about, but could you just imagine if like you're just a 14-year-old and you just don't know what in all your life you felt something different and blah blah blah. Like, so they play on that and you kind of go, oh, look with empathy towards the person, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. But what happens if you have to go to prison and it's a serial killer that just claims to be a, you know what I mean? They don't want to have them conversations. They don't want to have the conversation based off these scenarios.
They don't want it because there is no conversation to have. Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
They're trying to silence dissent because they're trying to push this agenda of transitioning and not having your parents' consent and being able to do it at a younger age, and nobody can tell you what to do and blah blah blah. So they're trying to push this agenda, and part of that is, oh, you assume you're a woman and not a man, even though you're not transitioning or not, moving towards that, but you just say you are. Cool. In you go into the women's prison. That's no bother. Like, it's this fucking, like, this agenda that's being pushed. It's not even like super liberal fucking loonies that just are too nice. It's no.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It's the agenda. So they're trying to have the conversation around the emotional aspect, not the reality of.
There's no conversation to be had. This is the agenda we're pushing.
Yeah. So it's like, what? So what happens in this scenario? Sure. Now, like Joe Rogan talking about that fucking Fallon Fox situation. They're all going after Joe Rogan, who's a fight expert, a fucking, knows your shit about biology and fucking testosterone and all the hormones and all that shit.
Like, told that you don't, but yeah. He knows better than fucking the average person anyway.
Exactly. He knows more than the people who are generally criticising him. And but they're going straight in for the kill. Like,
and to fucking should have precluded that way. I've no problem with transgender or anything like that. This is a sick, psychopathic man trying to get into a woman's prison.
Because even if he wasn't.
No, but he has said he wants to rape and beat more women. So
the problem is, he says he's a woman. It's like a
paedophile saying, I'm going to rape more children, and they go, cool, have at it. Here's a job in a creche.
Well, no, because they're being locked up, so it's slightly different. But no, but that's it. It doesn't matter. Even whether he is a fucking, even a threat to women, it's the principle of the argument. Is like,
you're not a woman.
So is this man a woman and eligible to go in? And what's the criteria?
Yeah.
Because the criteria can't be, fucking like the crime. That can't be the criteria. Because the crime is an action, whereas this is like they're talking about it's all biological and it is biological. And
sorry to readjust my argument there. It's like saying to a paedophile, right, who was gone on the record saying, I'm going to rape more children, and saying to him, cool story, bro, here you go into juvenile correction.
But again, there's an age thing there as well, so it's elusive. But no, we get what you're trying to say there. We understand. We understand the point.
I'll get there.
But no, and so that's what comes out to the fundamental: is this man a woman? And if you say yes, well then he is entitled to be. Because I mean, there's a lot of blokes that kill blokes locked up with blokes. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of blokes who rape blokes locked up with blokes because of blokes.
But like
it's fundamental.
There's a disparity between males and females and violent.
No, look, exactly. I understand that. So, So that's the question to these people.
And have you seen it?
Yeah. But that's the question to these people. So, is the man a woman and allowed? Or is a man? Or can a man be a woman and be allowed in the women's prison? Yes or no? Yeah, okay. Well, then this guy can go into the women's prison.
Yeah.
Oh no, but not him. You can't pick and choose the case by case basis. It either is a woman and should be in a woman's prison, or it isn't. And if it isn't, why isn't it? And apply that across the board, because none of them are. They're all men who just want to be women, or who believe they are women, but they're not.
You ever see that South Park episode where it's like, is it Bret the Hitman Hart or something?
Yeah.
You see that it sums it up fucking perfectly. In fairness, it sums it up fucking spot on. Like,
yeah, and again, it just like that. And by me saying this again, like I shouldn't. You kind of do have to. I'm not against transgender people whatsoever. I wish them all the best, and I empathise with them completely. But it still doesn't mean that I have to believe. No, again, it would never be rude. So I mean, I would refer to if a bloke becomes transitions to a woman, I'll always refer to him as a he in this context. But if we're out and they ask me, could you refer to me as a she, or everyone else is referring to them as a she, I'll join in because I'm a nice guy.
But you won't wear the mask.
Yeah, that doesn't give you COVID, motherfucker. But you know what I mean? Like, so in that situation, like, so it doesn't.
Yeah, no, I get you. I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going to be mean to you, but at the end of the day, we just disagree on that part. Like, I believe you believe you're a woman. I just don't believe you're a woman. Simple. You're not, because you're not. Because you're not. Like, I don't wish you any harm. I wish you all the best, and you know what I mean. I hope you can find happiness wherever you do. Or you just don't believe.
There is a slight difference between belief and reality, though. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
You're allowed to believe. I can believe that you're the best rapper in the world, but everybody knows that you're quite clearly not.
See, what was that for? Like, I was saying, mind my own business. It's a Friday night, and just a little absolute.
An observation.
You're like fucking Bobby Rex. Can't sit around have a cup of tea without getting disses flung at you.
Wrapped in years and still getting shots.
Yeah, no, but this did more times than to stop fucking rapping than it was. But,
well, it's probably not true.
Yeah, but as I said, but yeah, that Kardashian thing, it's an absolute fucking.
It's to be honest, the story didn't even bother me until they start trying to stop people from reporting the story.
But again, it's the bias media. It's always going to happen. The bias, like, sure, even Robin put a comment on my page, and then she shared the picture straight after saying that they tried to block the comment, or block off a comment on it because she said a certain word. It's all. I think it's all.
Someone said something about a man. Was it John Dunn or something? One that killed his blade. Something that messing back and forth and said, "Oh, shut up, you're just a man," or something like that, and it was like flagged for hate speech. It's like, oh, is this where we're at now? Is it?
But this is where we're at now. Like I'm surprised I've never been banned. But again, I told the line, and that's what I was saying. Like, I'm very rarely mean to people online, on Facebook, right? That week. Yeah. I'm always trying to be somewhat respectful. I'll be disingenuous when I think they are being, and I will go in sometimes and just laugh out. Like,
no, most of the time, yeah, you do it even when they're not.
Yeah, to be honest with you, yeah.
But it's warranted. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But I try to be as respectful as I possibly can. But sometimes that's difficult. So I'll hold my hands up as well. But I've never been banned from Facebook.
No, I actually haven't had a stint myself. Haven't had a stint.
And I've had
come here, if I asked, would I go to the women's prison or the men's prison?
But that's the thing. Like, it's dangerous because we can. We literally can, and that's what I'm saying. These people have to be very careful. What's the criteria? Because let's be honest, I could really believe that I'm a woman, and then if something like that happened, and that's when I decide to come out, and then it'll be these people who are pushing it, saying, "Oh no, you're just trying to like." Yeah. So what's the criteria? I mean, because really, I might really.
It's like when cancel culture hits cancel culture.
But no, it's when they're on, like. When people are trying to have the conversation and they refuse to have the conversation. So then what happens when it acts out in real time? All your problems that we could have, there could have been something, like a consensus between both, an agreement made. But when you are saying your bits are talking, as I said earlier, about, but we know, like when you're 14 and you just don't believe, like, how would you feel to live like that? And they throw that emotion aside and you go, okay, but here we have a 19-year-old psychopath who just used Homer Simpson's fucking makeup shotgun on himself, says he's a woman, loves to rape and abuse women, and is saying that he wants to go to a women's prison because he is a woman. Is he a woman? You can't say no, remember? And if you can't say no, why? What's the, you know what I mean? Because you weren't allowed to find out what the criteria was. Apparently, it is biological that men can be women. Apparently, they spun it that way. So they're trying to say biologically they are, and social constructed words are and gender is fluid. So they come up with all that. So it's like literally any man on the planet can now. And if not, why?
Like you can go down to your local women's team and say, I want to play. And they'd be like, but you're a man. Like, no, I identify as a woman. You have to let me play. Don't discriminate against me.
Exactly.
And you could get that probably the women's team shut down, and you know what I mean. Like,
and I want to share with you. I want to share with
you.
you.
The lunacy of it. You know what I mean?
Because
I have to get changed in the same room as you. I have to. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying.
It's when the creeps, the fucking lunatics and the creeps, they get in charge. You know what I mean? The asylum is
Donald Trump can have the best. He can finish 2020 off with an absolute cherry. That if it finds out that he doesn't win the election, he can the next day come out and identify as a woman and become the first female president of the United States of America. And that will be on the record, according to these guys. But they won't allow that. So what's the criteria?
No, I'm just running through that scenario in my head and going, I would not even be shocked or surprised by that. 2020, it would be awesome, icing on the cake.
It would be awesome, though. I'd say it would be an absolute fucking...
It would just be... Wait, come here, to jump off that into something else. Have you been watching anything telly-wise lately? Anything interesting?
Do you know what, actually? The other day, I stuck on The Hunters. Al Pacino.
I watched the first couple of episodes. Yeah.
It's a concept.
It wasn't bad.
I'm only on episode 3.
Like the whole, without giving spoilers away, the whole thing that happened in the garden at the start and all was a bit like, ooh.
Yeah. But basically, if you are thinking about what it is and you want to go watch it, it's basically about when it's like the 1970s America, and obviously a few years ago.
It does kind of jump. It jumps.
Yeah, it jumps back into
modern to back to the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's about the 70s from Germany, from the Auschwitz and the camps, and basically they're all over in America and they've all made their new lives, but Nazis are over in America and kind of
resurging
yeah, and then obviously the survivors who are kind of hunting them, and they are basically hunting these guys down. It's quite good, I have to say. It is quite good. Like, now we're only on episode 3, but I like the premise.
I think I got only one season 3. Yeah,
there's only one season in. So
yeah, that was decent. Did you watch The Boys?
Do you know what? Right, my brothers recommended it, and then I said it to her, and she described it to me, and then I didn't think I'd like it.
Oh man, disregard any. I know you don't like superhero stuff. I know you're not a superhero.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
It's like it's superheroes, but it's gone to the dark side completely. Like basically these superheroes are called the Seven or whatever. They work for a corporation, and the corporation brands them as these noble heroes that protect America and protect the world from super villains and super terrorists or whatever. And off camera, they're psychopaths. Their lives are shambles. They murder people. They're trying to cover up shit. Like it's as gruesome. Like literally, some of the scenes in it, you're sitting there and it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like mad shit happens. Like, and more for me, what gets me the most is being a fucking Billy Joel geek. Music in it, and it's fucking brilliant. Every time a Billy Joel tune comes on, Sammy just be sitting there going, "Is that another fucking Billy Joel song?" Like, yeah, there we go. Boop, boop, boop. But it's not superhero-esque at all. Like, it's just it's not done like
like, Hancock.
It's like the fucking Japanese. Sorry, I just popped the internet. Should be back there.
I hope there was like an end to that, because you're like, oh yeah, like it's not like superhero, it's like the Japanese. And I go,
yeah, no, bad spot. I knocked out my internet cable, like a fucking thing. It's like Japanese anime. It'd be like, do you know
anime?
Anime. No, not your anime. Anime. Do you know the way like the Hollywood has this stereotypical fucking type of storyline and the heroes and all this bollocks? It's more like you know, it goes completely off in a different direction the way they do it. It's, look.
I'm off. Obviously, it's tomorrow Saturday.
I'm trying not to give it away for anyone that hasn't seen it, because there's so many good scenes and character. Like, did you watch Banshee?
No.
Oh man.
You know me with TV. Like, it's weird. I don't watch that many.
Yeah, but Banshee would be very like Sons of Anarchy-ish. It's set in a little town.
I maybe I've seen that before. Because that was me with battles.
It has like the Amish and all that in it, all gangster shit going on the Indian reservations and drugs. But anyway, the main guy in Banshee is the main guy in this, and he's fucking brilliant in it. Brilliant. But I've been watching that, and I think that's just finished season 2. I'm watching the old called Raised by Wolves. So it's Ridley Scott, your man who done Prometheus and Aliens and all that. It's weird, man. It's weird. It's like, it's good, but it's weird. It's set like in the future, and there's like these robots are made, like necromancers or whatever, and they destroy humanity kind of. And this one robot takes a load of kids. She's called Mother, like, and she goes off onto this planet. And there's another robot with her as father, and they have a load of kids there that they've taken. Like, it's weird, but it's definitely worth a watch. Like, super sci-fi, you know what I mean? From a few episodes into that, and I kind of like, it's good, but it's not amazing. It's weird. Like, there's nothing else really out. You know what I mean? It's like, I watch it. I suppose I watch it. Like,
I'm not big for sitting and watching the telly anyway. Like, and as I was going to say earlier, I was like, it's kind of one of the bad things with me with battles. Because I'd be sitting there, be watching battles, and then somebody would make this kind of, I know it's a TV reference, and then everyone goes mad in the room. So I know it's a good bar, but I haven't got a clue what they're talking about. Like,
and that's so every time Johnny Darko does a verse, I'm like, right, I know that line there is a reference to something, and it sounds dope. I have no idea what it's fucking referencing. Like,
in fact, he's actually a great example. So, like 90% of Johnny Darko's battle stuff, or even punchlines, I don't get.
His punchlines and his battle stuff, I'm baffled by. Now, a lot of it is online, in-house battle rhetoric that, or fucking stories or references to stuff that I have no idea about anyway. But some of the TV references, and I'm like, I kind of get it, but.
Yeah, no, that's it. Because I don't really, but even with you, a lot of time when you were doing TV bars, I knew it was a dope bar, but I didn't get it because I didn't do a lot of them myself.
Just too complex for you. That's all it is, Reza. You know,
I just don't watch a lot of I don't watch a lot of TV. Like, I don't
watch much TV myself now, but myself, we watch something. We watch an episode a night or something. You know what I mean? Before I go to bed.
I haven't got the patience for series and stuff like that because I've been let down too many times. I committed too many. Like, even The Walking Dead. I think I gave The Walking Dead a good 5 seasons before I said, no, I can't do it.
It was one of those that I kept. It would be good at the end of the season. You'd be like halfway through the season, you'd be like, right, I'm done after this. And then the end of the season would be kind of cliffhanger-ish, and you'd be like, nah, I'll give it another. And then you start it, and you'd be like, what the fuck am I doing watching this? Like, I think I got to about 6 or 7, and I was like, this is dark. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I realised that like episode season 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, from when
if any of these all die right now, and I wouldn't bat an eye. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't like. Even when Glenn got smashed. Spoiler alert. Didn't give.
Glenn got smashed. What season was that?
Didn't give a fuck. Didn't give a fuck. Like, I just did, and that's what I knew. Was like, really, I'm not going to last much longer. Yeah. So,
did you see? Did you watch Dexter?
I finished Dexter. Yeah.
What do you think of Dexter? Did you like Dexter?
Well, see, I watched Dexter around the time where it wasn't too bad with being able to, like, watch them. So, because back then I watched The Wire, The Shield was dope, Oz was fucking deadly. So I was kind of in that little vibe of I was able to, like, because the product was really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then it kind of just loads of shit came out, and there's so much option to come after that like I started watching 1 or 2 bits, and it's actually because everything has to be such a slow burner for like obviously character development and stuff like that. I get all that, but I still haven't got the pages for it nowadays. So I very leave that like the Nazi Hunter thing. I like the concept of it, so I give it. It's only one season. I'll get through a season. Like now, in saying that, I might stick. I'll stick the boys on tomorrow because I'm off Saturday and Sunday. I have no plans, and I'm fuck lot level 5. Like I'm locking myself down. I'm just going to sit in bed all day, watch some TV, go in, watch soccer special, back in, watch some TV, and go to sleep. That's the plan for us tomorrow, like.
Well, I recommend the boys. Yeah, it's one of the best ones that's been out in a while.
Yeah, and the Punisher was actually good as well. I watched the.
Yeah, like it'd be like somewhat the Punisher, but no.
I got bored very quickly.
Yeah, well, like just in terms of the darkness, but like it has a little bit of humor in it, more so. But it's dark and fucking heavy shit happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I was going to say Dexter apparently is coming back for another season. They announced it.
Yeah, I don't know if I even bother with it. Because again, I'm not huge on these fucking, like I haven't seen. No, I lie actually. I lie because I watched Rocky. The last Rocky I seen was when he bashed Tommy Gunn outside the shop. I didn't watch the Rocky Balboa movie, but then I did watch Creed.
Yeah, watched it. It was dirt. The first Creed was all right. Apollo, was that the last one or something?
Yeah, I did watch the second one. Like,
dirt. I think it's
apparently another one with fucking Mr. T. What's his name? Bleed Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang's nephew or something like that. He'd be fighting. It's just like, man, look at just you should have just stopped at Tommy Gunn, like, because the Rocky movies are special, like, you know what I mean? They're just amazing movies, like, and then to kind of bastardize them after that, like, is a bit. I don't know. Yeah, again, a couple of 100 million now, whatever that looks a fair play to him, but.
Oh yeah, he made his life out of it, didn't he?
Killed the fucking.
Didn't he? He wrote that and all, didn't he? And fucking cast himself in it, like.
But no, what happened was, so he wrote it, and they loved the idea, but wanted to cast somebody else, and he wanted to do it, and they didn't want it because of how he spoke and all. But he basically insisted, and I think he said he was going to take us somewhere else.
Right.
So they reluctantly agreed, and the rest is history.
Hey, yo, Rocco!
Such a good movie. And again, the sort of movie that you still got to tell you it's only starting, you literally.
Yeah. There's a few films like that. Even if it's 10, 20 minutes in, you'll just, all right, cool, that's what I'm doing for the next hour or so. I was watching what did I see? Rush Hour 2. Just flicking through the movie channels there the other night. And Rush Hour 2. Hugh, no, not Hugh, me. No, I'm not me, I am Hugh. He's you and I'm me. It's fucking so stupid, but fucking I was in stitches. Just as you deal with all sort of things.
We're going to have to look now shortly because we're on the way now.
Yeah.
But before we do,
want to ask you your prediction for the weekend for the fights.
That's literally going to say that. I was actually going to say Liverpool, Everton. What are you saying? Draw. Oh, I reckon he's a dude. I reckon they're 2-1.
No, draw. Draw written all over it.
Yeah. International break.
Yeah. Arsenal City. Do you think Arsenal do City?
No, it's just so hard to go against City. Same with Liverpool now, because I know for me it's quite hard to go against Liverpool or City.
Arsenal signed what's your man's name? Thomas Partey, which I think would be a big fucking signing for them in midfield. Big sign, but you also have Ruben Dias for City now, so it's hard to go. I just think Merseyside derby form goes out the window. So the fact that Liverpool were beaten by Aston Villa means nothing. I'd rather bounce back against fucking City, Chelsea, United, something like that. Form goes out the window for the Merseyside derby, and I think that also includes Everton being so good at the moment. Form goes out the window. I think it's a scrappy, shitey fucking draw. That's what I think.
Yeah, good show. I think you're beaten though. I still think that.
I'm gonna miss it tomorrow as well. I'm in walking
restart. So yeah, it's basically a restart of the season, kind of.
It may as well be like they fucking all went out and shit themselves for 2 weeks and caught COVID.
That's what I mean. Like, so it's a restart of the season. So
at least we
I
have.
think that's not going to do us.
Did you see? Who was it? Fucking Harry Wilson went to Cardiff, which surprised me. He went on loan, and fucking Harvey Elliott went to. Shit, who'd he go to? Box. Completely got me mind now. He went to someone in the championship. Don't know. Maybe someone can text it in or something before we finish up. We've completely blanked on it, but yeah, he went out and loan for the season as well. Yeah, who are you playing?
Leicester.
Oh yeah,
1 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah, it's fucking Liverpool match at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm going to be in work, devastated.
We'll watch it and text you. So.
Yeah, it's fucking yeah. Because I hate that. I hate just getting scores. Like, I'd rather be sitting there in misery, or that like see that Villa game. If I'd have had to do that through live score or something, fucking times worse. Like, what? It's 5-2 now, 6-2. Oh, set the phone out the window. You know what I mean? You're better off watching it. Like, you know what I mean?
All that reinstall. There's clearly a glitch going on here.
Yeah. You see some of the MMA announcements. So fucking McGregor fighting Poirier in January.
Poirier give him a good knock though.
I was listening to Poirier talking on Helwani, and they were asking like, which would you prefer to fight, McGregor or Ferguson? And obviously he said McGregor for financial reasons, but never once did he kind of say for the rematch. Like, it's almost as if in his mind they never fought.
Yeah, but he's a completely different fighter now.
I know he's a different fighter, but you'd still, for me, I'd be acknowledging that, like, it was never a question. I always wanted to fight McGregor, but not for the money. I want to get that fucking L back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was no mention of it, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah, but maybe that's because he's not seen it as that, because when he did that, he was fucking green. You know what I mean?
That's spark, like, so was McGregor. You know what I mean? They were both. It's fucking 5-6 years ago now.
That's what I mean. So they're both two different animals.
Yeah. But like 9 times out of 10, these rematches tend to go the same way. I'm not saying McGregor.
Talking about McGregor's the favourite. What I'm saying is, I think Poirier give him a good knock.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be some scrap. Some scrap.
Gaethje,
Khabib
coming up as well.
I'd like this. I think for the division, it'd be cool if Gaethje won, because Gaethje could rematch. Say Poirier beats McGregor, that rematch is there. The Ferguson rematch could be there, and obviously if McGregor beats Poirier, him and Gaethje be a good scrap. Where I think if Khabib wins, I just can't see him fight McGregor. I can't see him, like, unless Tony beats maybe Chandler or something like that. I can't see him. He'd only want that GSP fight or something. You know what I mean? And it'd be a year before he fights again. It's, you know what I mean? It's not as interesting. And I don't think you see McGregor too. And even if you do you want to see Khabib McGregor again? Like, I don't think.
Kind of.
It's going to be the same outcome either way. You know what I mean?
You reckon?
Yeah. Khabib is good at one thing. He's a one-trick pony, and that one trick beats all others. You know what I mean? Every time. The only hope I see is Gaethje. Gaethje's wrestling supposedly is as good as it gets. Not Khabib standard, but as good as it gets in terms of, if anyone is going to be able to keep Khabib's hands up, it would be Gaethje. And if he can't do it, forget about it for the rest of his league. But I just think if Gaethje wins, you have a better chance of seeing a few fights coming up. But if Khabib wins, it's 6 months before you even hear his name mentioned again. Then
you might get McGregor and Ferguson.
Be a good fight. I just think if Gaethje wins, you'll see more fights, more interesting matchups. Where if Khabib wins, like, McGregor and Poirier don't fight till January. But, like, you're not seeing Khabib fighting at earliest until next summer anyway. You're waiting fucking months, like. You know what I mean? Like, the last time he fought was last October. You remember watching it, like, you know what I mean? Or September. He fought Poirier last September. That was the last time. Now, I know he was meant to fight Ferguson in April and fucking COVID hit that, but just, yeah. Anyway, kind of hope Gaethje wins, but I think Khabib smashes him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I always think Khabib beat Gaethje, but I reckon McGregor has a better chance in the second round.
What, if he goes again against Khabib?
Yeah. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if Khabib mauled him.
It'd be the same again. He's relentless. Like, I watched that opening exchange.
You can't really get the proper land, the big blows on him.
Like, if you see the start of that fight, he goes at Khabib, he catches him a few, he catches him a kick, he catches him an elbow, and when Khabib shoots in, he just runs in with his head down and grabs his leg, and he stuffs the takedown, and he could have jumped over. And it was almost like in his head, he was like, "Oh, I've done well so far. Fuck it, let's see if I can." And he engages in it, and then Khabib is like, "Happy days, I'll just grab and hold onto your leg for 30 seconds, and then I'll get a bit forward, and I'll climb forward up, and I'll wrap around." And it was just, that was pretty much the way the fight went then. And obviously McGregor ran out of fucking steam. He got him, but
wrestling is a lot fucking.
Yeah, but it tore that far round. He was just sitting on top of him, beating him. You know what I mean? He just gave up. He was like, "Fuck it, out of here." Would he come better prepared if you believe the way he prepared for the last one wasn't fucking particularly right? Maybe you could see a different scenario. I don't know. I don't think so. But
I'm not saying it'd be a different scenario, but I reckon McGregor probably get a few more rounds. Like,
do a bit better, maybe keep him up a bit longer.
When he's not gassed, like, you know.
Like, again, I'm interested in this Gaethje one. Gaethje, them leg kicks, man, and his range and his movement and his awareness is so, like, I think if Khabib comes lunging in, like, if you go and watch that McGregor Khabib fight, the first round, and the way he goes for his first takedown, the way he just lunges at him, because he was getting hit standing up, and he was like, "Right, fuck it, I'm going for it." Because they had that whole back and forth, see who backs up first, see, you know what I mean? They were yapping beforehand. So it was like Khabib stood up for a minute and then was like, "Here, fuck this." And he just literally runs in and wraps it. Anyone had, like, you know what I mean? An uppercut or something, make him pay for it on the way in. I think Gaethje would be a man for that. He wouldn't be as phased by seeing him dropping for a takedown. I think Gaethje would be more like, "All right, cool. I'll hit you." He's one of those guys that doesn't mind taking a hit to get a shot off. So we catch him with something and take the hit and be confident enough in his wrestling that I'll get back up from this. You know what I mean? Maybe. You don't know. Be interesting. But looking forward to this weekend. You going to watch any of them fights now?
I'll probably be asleep. Because then the weekend
the next day, I don't fucking stay up for them anymore. I'm not able to. Too old.
What rules me is I wake up next morning and check the results.
Yeah. I do stay out my phone, download them, and watch the main event, watch maybe the co-main event, and then I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why download
them? Zombie Ortega should be a good knock. Haven't seen Ortega since Max Holloway bet the life out.
Yeah. He's good as well. Only he's very talented. But
yeah, man, them guillotines, nasty. But Korean Zombie, like, I was watching back that Yair Rodriguez fight. Did you ever see that? They went 5 rounds, and literally in the last round, fucking Zombie throws a fucking punch, and he ducks under it Yair and catches him with the elbow right in the chin and knocks him out in the last minute. Like, literally 5 seconds left, like, knocks him out. But it's gonna be a barn burner, yeah. It's gonna be fun. So anyway, I think we've probably covered fucking as much as we need to. It's been a while since we were last on, Red, so we had a lot of fucking material built up. Probably as much as you get, Elvis. Shout out there's a few people who bought t-shirts and shit like that. I've got a few pictures of lads and all. Fair play to you. I have a few ideas for a couple of new things, and if to put an order in, actually, Red, I'll give you a shout off camera for that. We'll order a few things for ourselves as well.
Word up.
A few winter woolies and all that. But yeah, fair play to everyone tuning in, everyone sharing it, all the usual shit. We'll catch you again soon.
Peace.
Enjoy. Right, I think I have to stop on this, don't I?